Good evening. I hope I find you well. So we start off with the usual way with the strength in daily living, a little booklet, a little book by Father Sean, and it's the 20th of July, 2026. Christ, my Son, died for sins once for all. The righteousness, righteousness for the unrighteousness to bring you to me. And that's the Gospel of Peter, chapter 3, verse 18. In Christ Jesus, my Son, you who once were far away have been brought near through the blood of Christ. And that's St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 13. And there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus, my Son. And that's St. Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 1. Receive my full forgiveness for you today. That's Jesus. Isn't it lovely? Now we have our hymns. Say hello to Sacred Heart of Jesus. Off you go. Sweetheart of Jesus, fount of love and mercy, today we come thy blessing to implore. Oh, touch our hearts, so cold and so ungrateful, and make us love thee more and more each day. Sweetheart of Jesus, we implore. Oh, make us love thee more and more. Sweetheart of Jesus, make us pure and gentle, and teach us how to do thy blessed will, to follow close the print of thy dear footsteps, and when we fall, sweetheart, oh, love us still. Sweetheart of Jesus, we implore. Oh, make us love thee more and more. That's lovely. Up you go, Sacred Heart of Jesus. Keep an eye on things. Here's now our Blessed Mother coming down. Say hello to our Blessed Mother. Lovely lady, dressed in blue, teach me how to pray. That's lovely. Hail, Queen of Heaven, the ocean star, guide of the wanderer here below. Thrown on life's search, we claim thy care. Save us from peril and from woe. Mother of Christ, star of the sea, pray for the wanderer, pray for me. O gentle, chaste, and spotless maid, we sinners make our prayers to thee. Remind thy Son that he has paid the price of our iniquity. Virgin most pure, star of the sea, pray for the sinner. Pray for me. Up there now, oh, Blessed Mother, keep annoying us. So, how are you today, wherever you are? I hope all things worked out satisfactorily for you. Today now it started off as a cooler morning. Thanks be to God, I said to myself. I was able to go out without nearly fainting with the heat. It was lovely. And I did my prayers, and then I did my Station of the Cross and the Rosary. And then I headed out. I went to the church and got a mass bouquet for my great friends in Listowel, Pat and Nora Foley. I couldn't ask for nicer people. And I got a mask, a boss mug, and I put a little item into it. Yeah, so they could dine at my expense, hopefully in the local hotel. And I posted that to make sure I went. And then I went to the supermarket to check what the item was for €17, and I couldn't recall what it would be that I would buy something that expensive. So, anyways, the girl said I'll go down to the office. I kind of a manageress type of lady, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. So she said, "Yeah, that's all right." She did everything right, but I said, what I was asking was, what is this item that costs 17.50? I said, that's what I really wanted to know. What have you know? And they didn't know when I asked. And I asked you, and but you were going down to check or something that I wasn't querying that much, but I didn't know what was the 17.50, what item would cost that. So show me where it is. And she showed me, and I said, that's the last thing I would ever thought that would, or their protein or something. I said, I wouldn't touch it with a 40-foot pole to pay such an item for that, and so that was it. But all I wanted to know what they were. So to going around the world for sport, when all you wanted to know what they were. Only they don't answer the question that you actually has to go to check to make sure that the girl, because I didn't know what they were. Yeah. So now I know what they were, and I wouldn't buy them again in the fit. Not at that price. 10 yolks and 3.50 for each one. It's kind of, I wouldn't, God, what price of such things, I wouldn't never buy anything like that. I try to be economical. So then I went to the Old Castle show was on, and had the painting in for it. So Belinda was there, but the girl Carol that looks after the thing, she said she'd be in the afternoon, so I had to go down in the afternoon. And but the paints were there. There was no Sunday Carol, but Linda. So be goodness, I got first prize. I'll show you first prize. There's the picture, and first prize. Do you see? There's one first prize. Wasn't it good? I was very satisfied. I was very happy with that. First prize for the painting. Well, that was good news. And so she said she'd look up the prize or whatever it is. So I was surprised that she didn't know the prize. That's the first time that ever happened. Usually I got 25 voucher for €25 or something. But we'll see what happens. I was won first prize, so she'll post it or drop it in the door. She lives just up the road. I think Ballon Valley up that direction. Married to a farmer. And a very nice girl, Linda. So, and very nice to whole lot of them. And my good friend Michael Gilson was there and on Saturday when I went down, Saturday morning with the painting. He was in there, and I thought I had enough money in my pocket, and like had notes, but 2.50 and I said I might have to give you a tenner. So Michael forked out a 50, so I had the €3. I would spend Christmas Day with his lovely family, himself and his wife Paul, and the little fella. He's probably gone to school now, Tommy Peter. named after his father and his brother Peter, who was killed in a car accident 30 years ago by somebody that was drunk and sent home by the sergeant. It was a terrible shame. Should never do anything like that. So that was the story, and so it a good day. So I was up and down like a fiddler's elbow, and then when I came back with the painting and the first prize, as the fella says, I was whistling a bit. And Michelle that cuts the grass and the her man that brings her, Dominic, they just arrived, so I came in and showed them the painting because I took it out of the boot. And I'm going to hang it up now because there's the solid walls in some part, and the snow started going harder them up there. So I have a lot of pictures over there, all around the wall. So I'll be hanging it in the wall outside in the hall. Because it's not a solid wall. When it's a solid wall, I have to get the diadem to be able to make a make a hole in the wall. I have to get this whatever you call it. I don't use it too much. I can't even think of the name of it. And it's like bum bum bum. So there we are anyway. So it's an interesting day in many ways, and these things happen. And as I say, it was grand. But then the sun started coming out this evening. I had to pull the curtains because it blinds you and it heats up the place more than you wanted. And it's funny how it was lovely during the day when it was kind of cool. It was going to be 21 degrees, which is warm enough. But the sun then stuck a snout out. And so I had to pull the blackout blinds. I don't have to pull the curtains. And here, and have all blackout blinds, and in the small bedroom, and then in the main bedroom, and in the sun house, I had to close them because that'd be nearly like an oven with the sun coming in. Funny, isn't it, how it gets so warm? I'm going to check to see what the temperature is. I have a feeling it's gone up. Yesterday evening at 6:30, it was 23 degrees. Sunday. Yeah, sure, goodness, that was very hot. Normally get cool in the evening in the olden times, but now it's just as warm in the evening as it is 6:20. So boy now, and enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever you happen to be. No sun for about 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. It's nice to have the bit of dry weather, but probably the ground needs a bit of water. Bye now.